Have you ever thought about how your actions can influence those who don't recognize your worth? Marcus Aurelius, one of the most notable Stoic philosophers, teaches us that true strength lies in acting with wisdom even when faced with others. Ingratitude. In this video, we'll explore 10 behaviors that can make those people deeply regret not valuing you. Imagine for a moment the power of standing firm and being resilient. When you refuse to accept less than you deserve and show your worth in subtle ways, you not only protect yourself, but also provoke reflection in those who underestimate you. Stoicism invites us to consider how our actions and reactions shape our destiny. What will you do when you realize someone doesn't appreciate you? The answer may be found in your attitude and how you present yourself to the world. In this video, we'll discuss how Stoic philosophy can help you develop a mindset that not only values yourself, but can also make those who overlook you recognize their mistakes. It's important to understand that others' regret isn't something you should chase. It's a natural outcome of your actions and choices. Those who don't value you may one day realize what they lost. Marcus Aurelius's teachings remind us how crucial self-worth and self-care are. When you take care of yourself, your light shines brighter, attracting others to your value. You'll learn how strength of character, serenity, and rationality can become your allies in this process. By adopting a Stoic attitude, you become a source of inspiration and a living example of what it means to live according to your principles. Throughout the video, you'll discover practical attitudes that can transform how you interact with those who don't appreciate you. Through reflection and daily practice, you can cultivate a mindset that not only protects you from ingratitude, but also builds a solid path toward genuine respect and appreciation. Get ready to explore these 10 attitudes and see how they can not only change others' perceptions of you, but also help you become the best version of yourself. Stoicism is a powerful tool to guide you on this journey. Join us and learn how acting with dignity and wisdom can bring unexpected rewards. This shift in focus allows us to turn a negative experience into an opportunity for personal growth. When we act in alignment with our values and principles, even in the face of being undervalued, we create space for those around us to reflect on their own attitudes. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us the importance of resilience. When we face rejection or disregard, Stoic philosophy encourages us to see these experiences as part of our development. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to practice patience, empathy, and understanding. Through this perspective, we learn that suffering and pain are inevitable, but they also shape our character. This resilience is a valuable skill that helps us deal not only with being undervalued, but also with other life difficulties more effectively. Another important aspect of Stoicism is the practice of gratitude. Instead of focusing on what we lack or the injustices we face, we are encouraged to appreciate what we have and the relationships we've built. By cultivating gratitude, we can change our perspective and increase our overall satisfaction with life. This mental shift is a powerful tool to prevent being deeply affected by feelings of undervaluation. When we recognize the blessings in our lives, we're less likely to be shaken by criticism or disregard from others. Moreover, reflection is a fundamental part of Stoicism. Taking time to think about our experiences helps us better understand our emotions and reactions. This self-analysis helps identify behavior patterns that might contribute to feelings of being undervalued. Through reflection, we can adjust our expectations and attitudes, creating space for self-awareness and continuous improvement. This process makes us more conscious of ourselves and empowers us to act more in tune with our principles. In short, Stoicism offers us a valuable set of tools to face the challenges of modern life. By understanding the dichotomy of control, practicing resilience, cultivating gratitude, and reflecting on our experiences, we can transform moments of undervaluation into chances for growth. This approach not only helps us deal with a lack of recognition, but also empowers us to live a fuller, more meaningful life. By internalizing these Stoic principles, we build a solid path towards self-worth and serenity, regardless of external circumstances. Instead of letting others' disregard bring us down, we become stronger, wiser, and better equipped to face life's challenges. Within the vast universe of Stoicism, one of the most fundamental concepts presented to us is the importance of virtue and wisdom. For the Stoic philosophers, virtue is not just an ideal to achieve, it is the foundation for a full and meaningful life. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most prominent figures of this philosophy, reminds us that true wealth lies in the quality of our character and the daily choices we make. When faced with challenges, whether at work or in personal relationships, it is virtue that guides us, enabling us to meet adversity with resilience and dignity. Imagine, for example, a stressful situation at work. Daily pressures, tight deadlines, and dynamics with colleagues can easily lead us to impulsive, emotional reactions. However, by cultivating virtue, we're prompted to reflect on how our actions affect not only ourselves, but also those around us. Wisdom teaches us to pause, consider the consequences of our reactions, and act in ways that reflect our values. Instead of letting frustration take over, we can choose a more thoughtful approach, seeking solutions rather than fueling conflict. This practice not only improves our work environment, but also strengthens our relationships with colleagues. Another practical example can be found in personal conflicts. Often, we're driven to respond with anger or resentment when we feel wronged. Yet, Stoic philosophy invites us to look at the situation from a broader perspective. Virtue teaches us to practice empathy and compassion even when challenged. Instead of responding with hostility, we can choose understanding, striving to see the other person's point of view. Though difficult, this choice can turn conflicts into opportunities for growth and reconciliation. Applying wisdom in tense situations not only cultivates our character, but also positively influences those around us. Stoic philosophers believed that virtue is a continuous practice, a choice we make moment by moment. Marcus Aurelius often reflected in his writings on the importance of living according to our principles, even in difficult times. He teaches us that by prioritizing virtue, we can find deeper meaning in life, regardless of external circumstances. This practice provides a sense of control and inner peace, allowing us to face challenges with calm determination. Cultivating virtue and wisdom, then, is not just a philosophical practice, but an effective strategy for dealing with life's challenges. When we commit to living virtuously, we begin to notice significant changes in how we perceive and respond to difficulties. Our often fluctuating emotions are balanced by reason, and our decisions are guided by values that uphold our integrity. The consistent practice of virtue, even in small everyday actions, creates a cumulative effect that gradually shapes our personality and strengthens our character. Furthermore, Stoic reflection reminds us that everyone faces hardships, and these challenges are part of the human condition. How we choose to respond to these difficulties is what truly defines our character. By embracing wisdom and virtue, we not only build a more meaningful life, but also become examples of resilience for those around us. This creates a positive cycle where virtue inspires more virtue, and wisdom generates more wisdom. So, as we explore the importance of virtue and wisdom, we are invited to reflect on how we can integrate these principles into our daily lives. What attitudes can we cultivate so that, in times of crisis, we can act with wisdom and dignity? Each of us has the capacity to be an agent of change, both in our own lives and in the lives of others. Therefore, by committing to the practice of virtue, we not only become stronger in the face of adversity, but also inspire those around us to do the same. Ultimately, Stoicism offers a powerful approach to facing life's challenges. By focusing on virtue and wisdom, we find a path that leads not only to a fuller existence, but also to a legacy of integrity and character. Let us then embrace this journey, not just as a philosophical exercise, but as a daily practice that transforms our lives and the lives of those around us. The true value of our actions lies in the virtue we cultivate, and that virtue, in turn, provides us with the wisdom needed to face any storm life may bring. In today's world, we often encounter relationships where we feel undervalued, which can stir up intense emotions like anger, sadness, and frustration. However, Stoic teachings, especially those of Marcus Aurelius, can offer us a valuable perspective on how to handle these situations more balancedly. A central concept in Stoicism is the practice of emotional detachment. This idea encourages us not to cling too tightly to people or situations that don't value us, thus allowing our inner peace to remain unshaken by external factors. Emotional detachment doesn't mean becoming insensitive or indifferent. On the contrary, it means cultivating a deep understanding that our happiness and well-being shouldn't depend on the approval or recognition of others. When we emotionally detach, we free ourselves from a vicious cycle of expectations and disappointments. Imagine, for example, dedicating yourself fully to a project or relationship, but not receiving the recognition you expected. Instead of letting frustration consume you, emotional detachment allows you to view the situation more objectively, recognizing that your personal worth is not defined by others' opinions. A practical example of emotional detachment can be found in situations of loss or disappointment. Think of someone who lost a job they loved. The initial reaction might be despair and helplessness, but by applying detachment, that person can begin to see the situation in a new light. Understanding that losing a job doesn't define who they are, they can use this moment as an opportunity for growth and redirection. This ability to remain calm amid adversity is a Stoic cornerstone, and Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the inevitability of change and how we should prepare for it. Stoics teach us that life is full of challenges and uncertainties. By emotionally detaching, we become more resilient, able to face difficulties without being overwhelmed by negative emotions. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, emphasized the importance of viewing hardships as part of life's natural course. He encouraged accepting what's beyond our control and focusing on how we react. This practice of acceptance is essential for cultivating inner tranquility. Moreover, emotional detachment can be a powerful tool in interpersonal relationships. Often we feel hurt or undervalued by those we love, but adopting a Stoic stance helps us not let these experiences damage our sense of self-worth. For example, someone who feels neglected by a friend can choose not to be consumed by bitterness. They may continue to value the friendship while recognizing that their happiness doesn't depend on reciprocation. In doing so, they practice emotional detachment while maintaining a healthy relationship. The practice of detachment also helps us see that our expectations can be the source of our pain. If we expect others to always appreciate us or reciprocate our care, we're setting ourselves up for disappointment. The Stoics remind us that the only thing we truly control are our own actions and thoughts. So by letting go of these expectations, we free ourselves from the emotional burden they bring. This allows us to focus on living according to our own principles and values, regardless of how others respond. Looking at the life of Marcus Aurelius, we see that he faced many hardships, including the loss of loved ones and political challenges. Yet he always sought to maintain his calm and focus by practicing emotional detachment. He understood that life is fleeting and that pain is part of the human experience. By accepting this, he became an example of how it's possible to live with dignity and purpose, even in the face of difficulty. This detachment also involves a deeper understanding that life moves in cycles. People come and go, and situations change over time. When we can accept this transience, we become more flexible and open to new experiences. Emotional detachment lets us appreciate the relationships and moments we have without clinging to them possessively. It helps us value the present and live more fully. Another important point is how emotional detachment can help us make wiser decisions. When we're too emotionally involved, our choices can be swayed by fleeting feelings, leading to impulsive actions. By practicing detachment, we can assess situations more clearly and objectively, allowing our decisions to be guided by reason rather than emotion. This is especially relevant in conflicts, where the ability to stay calm can make all the difference. The Stoics teach us to view challenges as opportunities for growth. When we adopt this mindset, we see emotional detachment not just as a way to avoid pain, but as a way to become stronger and wiser. Every disappointment or loss can be a valuable lesson if we're willing to learn from it. Marcus Aurelius encouraged us to reflect on our experiences and seek growth from each one, no matter how painful. So when we face relationships or situations where we feel undervalued, it's essential to remember the practice of emotional detachment. This approach helps us maintain inner peace, make thoughtful decisions, and grow through life's experiences. By adopting this mindset, we not only protect ourselves from unnecessary pain, but also become more authentic and resilient. True self-worth starts within, and by cultivating it, we become less dependent on external validation, allowing our lives to flow with more harmony and purpose. In this way, we free ourselves from what doesn't serve us and embrace life with an open heart and a calm mind. Stoicism teaches that living according to nature is a fundamental principle for achieving true happiness and inner peace. This idea refers not just to the physical nature around us, but also to our own nature as human beings. For the Stoics, nature is a rational order that permeates the universe, and by aligning our lives with this order, we find a deeper and more lasting meaning. Living according to nature means recognizing and accepting our role in the world. It means understanding that we're part of something bigger and that our actions have consequences. By accepting our limitations and the reality of the situations around us, we can act with more integrity and rationality. Instead of fighting what we can't control, Stoicism invites us to focus on our response to those situations, developing an attitude of acceptance and resilience. For example, if you face a challenge at work, instead of letting frustration or despair take over, you can choose to see it as an opportunity for growth. By acting rationally and ethically, you align with your true nature and inspire others to do the same. This approach not only brings a sense of purpose, but also helps foster healthier relationships, because when we act with integrity, we attract people who value those qualities. Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus remind us of the importance of living in harmony with nature. Seneca said, "A happy life is one lived in accordance with one's own nature." This teaches us that by understanding who we are and our place in the world, we can act in ways that reflect our true essence. This self-understanding is crucial to finding inner peace because it frees us from external expectations and social pressures that often pull us away from our true selves. Moreover, accepting life circumstances is a recurring theme in Stoicism. Epictetus teaches us that it's not the things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. When we accept that we can't control everything, but we can control our reactions and attitudes, we find a freedom that lets us live more fully. This freedom comes from understanding that true happiness doesn't depend on external factors, but on how we choose to see and respond to the world around us. Living according to nature also means acting justly and ethically, not just respecting ourselves, but others as well. When we behave according to Stoic principles, we create an environment of respect and understanding. This is especially important in our relationships because those around us notice our integrity and are inspired to act similarly. In this way, we contribute to a cycle of mutual appreciation, where honesty and ethics form the foundation of our interactions. Stoicism encourages us to reflect on our actions and consider how they affect not only ourselves, but also those around us. By living according to nature, we develop a sense of responsibility that helps us make wiser, fairer decisions. This leads us to act in line with our values and create a positive impact on the world. An important part of living according to nature is being able to observe our thoughts and emotions without completely identifying with them. Stoicism teaches that our thoughts can be distorted and that true wisdom lies in discerning which thoughts are helpful and which should be set aside. By practicing this observation, we can avoid letting emotions take over and instead choose a more rational response. In tough times, remembering to live in harmony with nature can be a powerful tool. When facing challenges, we can ask ourselves, is this within my control? And how can I respond in a way that reflects my true nature? These questions help us maintain clarity and calm, allowing us to face adversity with courage and determination. Virtue is also central in Stoicism. Being virtuous means acting with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. When we strive to live by these principles, we not only get closer to our true nature, but also inspire those around us to do the same. Virtue is contagious, and by embodying these qualities, we create an environment where appreciation and mutual respect flourish. Stoicism isn't just a theoretical philosophy, it's a daily practice that can transform our lives. When we commit to living according to nature, we find a path to personal fulfillment and inner peace. This journey teaches us to value what truly matters, to cultivate authentic relationships, and to act with integrity in all areas of our lives. As Marcus Aurelius, one of the most notable Stoic philosophers, wrote in his Meditations, "Life is short and time is precious. Don't waste it on things that don't matter." This wisdom reminds us to focus on what truly counts, prioritizing our actions and decisions according to our deepest values. By doing so, we not only find personal satisfaction, but also become beacons of hope and inspiration for those around us. So, as we reflect on attitudes that honor who we truly are, it's essential to remember that living according to nature is a path to true freedom. This freedom isn't the absence of limits, but the ability to act with wisdom and compassion, regardless of external circumstances. By embracing this philosophy, we not only become more resilient in the face of adversity, but also encourage those around us to value and respect our essence. And in doing so, we ultimately find the inner peace we so deeply seek, living in harmony with nature and ourselves. In today's video, we discuss 10 attitudes that can make those who don't value you deeply regret it. Based on the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, we explored how Stoic principles can be applied in everyday life to transform your mindset and behavior. Throughout the video, we talked about the importance of cultivating self-confidence, setting healthy boundaries, and prioritizing self-care. These attitudes not only strengthen your self-esteem, but also make others recognize your true worth. Another key point was practicing indifference to others' opinions. By focusing on what truly matters and what you can control, you become less vulnerable to the scorn of those who fail to appreciate you. We also highlighted the importance of surrounding yourself with people who uplift you and acknowledge your qualities, creating a nurturing environment for personal and emotional growth. Remember, Stoic lessons teach us to accept the impermanence of relationships and seek wisdom in every experience, even the most challenging ones. By applying these principles, you not only grow stronger, but also become a positive example for those around you. At the end of this video, I invite you to put these teachings into practice. Think about how you can incorporate these Stoic attitudes into your daily life and start noticing the difference. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave your comment, and share this video with anyone who might benefit from these reflections. To close, here's a quote from Marcus Aurelius. "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." May this reflection inspire you to value yourself and always strive to be your best. See you in the next video.